Thank God it's Friday edition of Dominion Sports right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. You're welcome to the most exciting sports show right here. Trust me, we'll be giving you updates from the local front in the international scene and letting you know what's happening in the world of basketball and more. I am Paul Abe Toluwanimi, and I'm not alone in the studio this wonderful morning. I have Sanuru Nalimi and also I have Mabuba joining me in the studio this wonderful morning. We'll be looking straight into the camp of Shooting Stars yesterday's game between Rivers United. The game ended 2-1. Also, we'll be giving you the fixtures to look forward to in the MPFL this wonderful morning. Definitely, we'll be talking about the Premier League, La Liga, and also we'll be giving you updates from the world of basketball. The Tigers lost, their second game right there in the ongoing FIBA qualifying World Cup. More still to come. And let me turn to Mabuba. Top of the morning to you. And yesterday was exciting for you because you had a chance to watch the game, to cover the game live right at the Lakers Salami Stadium. How was that moment for you, and how are you feeling?
Thank you very much, Odewanemi. I'll say the match was very, very fascinating, and it's one of the most exciting matches I've watched in the NPFL in quite a long time.
Beautiful.
Because that last-minute goal by Kamara Adegoke, it wasn't one I was expecting, but I love the fact that this is a player that can come off the bench and give Shooting Stars that goal that he needs to secure all 3 points.
Yeah, so honestly, they're giving him a Benjamin Sesko name now because, Michael Carrick I love to play him, and he's getting the goals for them.
He is, and that is one thing I love to see about a player that the coach can always count on, also his teammates can count on. So I love the performance. I love the fact that there was a lot of intensity between Rivers United and Shooting Stars. I wasn't expecting that level of intensity from Shooting Stars, though. I was thinking Rivers United was going to dismantle them, but Shooting Stars gave them a hard time, and that is one thing I love to see.
I agree. Sanuru, you were also at the game yesterday, Lakers Salami Stadium. You enjoyed beautiful football, mouth-watering, going entertainment for you. You might just want to give us an update. How was the game like for you, for Coach Finidi George and also Coach Nuri Naweroro?
It was a very good game. It showed that both sides wanted it, and at the end of the day, Shooting Stars were lucky to get the goal at the end of the day. At some point in the game, they fell off after scoring the first goal early in the first half through Sodiq. In the second half, they lost the composure a bit, and it allowed Rivers United to get into the game, and they got the goal through Asiu for Lu or something. And over time, Shooting Stars made 1 or 2 changes. Instead of Awerro, he brought in Kamara Adegoke, like you mentioned, and he brought in Desmond or Promise, the guy that debuted for Kanifauke. So we saw a little bit of tactical change from Shooting Stars. They moved Kanifauke from the right back position to help the midfield and pushed Gianni Kabir up front when Ayobami Jr. came off. So that gave them, I think, an extra man in the midfield, extra intensity in the midfield. It made them shut out the attack, the barrage of attack from Rivers United. And at the end of the day, late into the game, they got a very beautiful goal from Kamara Adegoke. It was nice to see, and that is what Shooting Stars bank on. The roar from the fans, the atmosphere, and everything was just lovely to see yesterday right at the stadium.
I'm just going to talk about the game. Still talking about the game. You remember that Coach Finidi George and his boys are looking like a team who can also have a hand in the trophy this season. But this sleep now, is it one they need to look forward to, and how do they bounce back in the next game?
Well, as I mentioned, I wasn't expecting Rivers to lose. I was thinking that since they have some games at hand, they were going to capitalize on that. And now they lost the match against Shooting Stars. They still have a game at Ando. And I feel that is one thing that Finidi should actually capitalize on and correct the mistake. Because in the match yesterday, they created a number of chances in the early minutes. I was even thinking that they will be the first to score. But unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize on those chances. So I think that is one thing Finidi wants to look forward to. These players can create the chances. And they need to find a way to capitalize on those chances and convert them.
I spoke to Coach Finidi George yesterday and, asked a few questions, letting him know, how do your players now bounce back from this? And he said, they still have more games to look forward to. This is just an order that they have crossed already, and definitely they must go on to win their next game if they're to lift the trophy. Remember, Enugu Rangers are the one chasing the Parker alongside Rivers United. If you can see the goal, from Kamara Adegoke, a fantastic goal yesterday, you need to acknowledge the calmness of that play in a tense moment like that. He was calm, controlled the ball, and got the goal. If you can have that display, go ahead.
That is what you want from your striker, and he showed it often time this season. This is his 6th goal coming off from the bench, 6 appearances off the bench and 6 goals. It was sometimes despised by the fans, but now is the darling of the fans. You could see the composure, took the ball, and he had an earlier chance as well. He created a chance before that when he came on. Then second one, he took it calmly, nutmegged his opponent, and put the ball in the back of the net. The keeper stood no chance, and you could see the celebration that came with it. So he's a player that's done it over and over time again for Shooting Stars, and they are lucky to have him in their ranks right now.
Nuruddin, just watching this goal right now, I think the Rivers United defenders went to sleep, and I saw the goalkeeper of Osage of Rivers United complaining that they just had one thing to do, that was to clear the ball off the line.
But the thing is, for the Shooting Stars goal they considered as well, it was a defensive error. It came from a throw-in. They threw the ball and promised Stephen Amos had a chance to clear the ball. He played the ball back to his defender, and they couldn't clear the ball very well. It led to the second throw-in, and during the second throw-in that led to the goal as well, they had a chance to clear the ball as well. It took them, Rivers United, 3 or 4 touches in front of your goalkeeper, close to the 6-yard box, and if you make mistakes like that, the ball ends up in the back of your net. And for the Shooting Stars winner clincher from Komara Adegoke, he deleted the defender.
He did that.
He put it in between his legs, and he had a clear sight of the goal, and he put the ball in the back of the net. But for me, someone has to make a mistake for goals to happen. If everybody does their job perfectly, the game will end in the
definitely will see goals.
So that's what happened.
I love that so well. All right, let's watch the game between Bayelsa United and Edo Queens, and we'll be back to discuss about the fixtures to look forward to in the MPFL this wonderful morning. Stay connected. Do not go anywhere.
A spectacle is almost certain to follow. Of course, there you have the two captains standing side by side with the referees. First thing first, a photograph to frame this memory. And there goes the whistle. Plays on. Bayelsa Queens trying to get ahead as soon as possible, and falls back into the hands of Doris Oya. It's back into play. Bayelsa Queens with the run there, quite dangerous. It bounces back. They try to get it. Would this be the first goal of lackluster way? But it gets back to Edo Queens. Sends across into the box. Atume rises higher. And it is the first goal of this game. Atume Dosu does it again. Of course, the player everyone is watching out for today, Atume Dosu. She has been sensational this season with 6 goals, making her the second highest goal scorer in the league during the first stanza, and she has begun the second stanza. Atume Dosu on it again. Oh, that is amazing. And look at how she displays her happiness. Atume Dosu has scored 8 goals now this season for Edo Queens. She didn't promise in her words. A run. Edo Queens ahead. Mary Mahmoudou tries to control that, get into the box. She does that successfully. Moses is there, and that is another brilliant goal. 3-0 in the space of few minutes, the first half of this game. And of course, that is how you know it is the South-South derby. Top 2 teams in the South-South region, of course, have clashed. Goal for Edo Queens. Goal number 4 for this game, just in the first half. And look at that mistake once again from Kafaya Mafishere. And this could be the goal for Bayelsa Queens. Oh yes, it is. Edo Queens have conceded one. Courtesy of kindness. Kindness have been able to reduce the deficit by pulling one back. Look at that. Kafayat mistakenly passing to a Bayelsa Queens player.
right, you're welcome back to Dominion Sports right here on Dominion Television. I'll just give you an update from that beautiful game, the Women's League, the NWFL. I want to look forward to. I'm sure you enjoyed that fantastic goal. It looks like the women are now formidable. Back in the days, we saw them clustered together, chasing one ball. But now it looks like the formation are setting up tactics-wise. They're enjoying good football again. It's just a good development to enjoy the women's football. Do you agree?
I very much agree, and I'll say that the highlights is I really enjoy the highlights. I love the way the goals were being scored, particularly that third goal. That's one of my favorites of the goals, and as well as the first one too. And what you mentioned regarding the tactics and the improvements being made to the women's game, and I think that is something that we love to see as well. As you mentioned before, the women's game wasn't particularly something fun. That's why people tend to prefer the men's game to it. But I think that change that we are seeing over and over again across several teams is one thing that people are beginning to focus on, and we just hope that with more and more visibility, people can begin to acknowledge that the women aren't as bad, or should I say, now at a higher level and also are worth watching and celebrating.
Beautiful. All right. I'm sure we have Ayobami joining us this wonderful morning. As we try to get him on board, let's talk about the games over this weekend when it comes to the MPFL. Fantastic game to look forward to. If you can have that on the screen to analyze properly. For you, what game are you looking forward to over the weekend? If you have to pick the game and also analyze it properly, what game? Because my focus. Let's start off with Shooting Star against Wiki Tourist. Coming home, to play that game yet again at the Lake Salami Stadium. A win or a loss for Shooting Stars?
They have to win. They have to back up their performance from yesterday. Yesterday, we all thought, okay, at least the best result they would have gotten was a point, and they proved everybody wrong. They got the point and didn't allow the current people at the top of the table, at the summit of the table, to extend their lead over their rivals. So, the game against Wiki Tourists, I think they should get the victory, and they are playing at home again. They'll bank on the raw from the fans as well, and I think they have to take one or two from this game. Is Kamara Deguku now going to start ahead of Lucky, who hasn't gotten the goal, because Sadiq has gotten the goal in back-to-back games, or the coach is still going to stick with his 4-4-2 formation, put two guys up front, try and see what your midfielders have in stock for you. And I was just expecting an exciting game all around, and for Shooting Stars, judging by what they played yesterday, I think they have to back it up over the weekend as well. All
right, let's look at the game between Eyimba and Plateau United. For you look at where Eyimba are at the top of the table. Is worry times for Eyimba. No, Eyimba sitting 18. I'm sorry, sitting 18 on the log of the table with 33 points. And you look at a team like Plateau United now 9th. How do you see this game pan out for both managers, and who's getting the win? On either away from or the home front?
Well, you see, as you mentioned, the Eyimba aren't on their best form.
18.
They are not in their best form, and they're currently in relegation zone. And we have Plateau United, who are still in the top half of the table. And I really think that Eyimba, in this case, they have more to lose. I believe that they will try to avoid relegation. So I really think that they actually need to put in so much more into this match, because losing this match against Plateau United is simply going to dampen any hopes of avoiding relegation. And for Plateau United, they'll want to extend their position on the table. For Eyimba, as you mentioned, they have a lot to lose in this encounter, and winning is going to be very, very bad for them.
Nuru, do you agree? Looking at where Plateau United will need to win more.
Eyimba United definitely, Eyimba FC definitely need the points more, but Plateau United, they are playing good football right now. In the last 2 home games, they scored 7 goals. Their away form hasn't complemented the home run, but they're a very good side right now. For a team that was languishing in relegation zone before relegation battle, they turned things around when they switched managers, and it has worked for them, and they see themselves in the top half of the table right now. For Eyimba, it's a tale of mixed fortunes. They changed coaches, and still the same problems still remain with them. So for me, the question he asked, Eyimba, they have looks good, but if they want to keep that hope alive, they need to win the game, or at least get 1 point from the game at least.
Beautiful. All right, let's look at other games to look forward to. We have Bendel against Kun Khalifat. We have Rangers International also doing battle on their home front right there. Rangers are going to play away to Kwara United, Niger Tornadoes to Kano Pillars, Remo Stars against Nasarawa United. And Nurudi, I'm sure you remember yesterday was 4 now, where I was on tension.
I would like Ayobami to be right here.
I don't know if Ayobami is here. Ayobami, are you here with us this morning? All right. If we're trying to get Ayobami on board, I'm just going to ask you, Remo Stars against Nasarawa United. Are you on my side that Remo Stars are not going to relegate? Or
She switched sides already.
she did already.
I recruited her earlier in the
Amazing. Okay, so let me ask you. This game is going to happen at the Kenneth Township Stadium, and Nasarawa United are playing away, and you know where Nasarawa United are at the log of the table. They are also fighting for continental tickets. Do you think Remo Stars can pick up victory just like they did when they played their home game? I think that was last 2 weeks, and they got the victory. Can they get a victory against Nasarawa United?
Okay, so the thing is that for Remo Stars, their home game, they've maintained consistency in terms of winning. But Nasarawa United is also the same thing for them. But this time around, they are playing at Remo Stars home. And as you mentioned with Nasarawa United, they are currently in the battle for the top two, they're in continental race. And Remo Stars are also in a battle against the relegation. So I actually think that these are two teams who have a lot to lose. So regarding Remo Stars maintaining their top form at home, I do see them.
I'm sorry.
I do see them.
Remo Stars being on top of their form this season at home.
No, at home.
Okay, so if you say at home, you're talking maybe Abeokuta, you're talking Lagos and other states, because they've not had any. Okay,
they played in Akure Township Stadium as well.
So I think this their first win came from in a long while came from Ikene. So definitely, I'm of the belief that Remo Stars. Guys, come on, let's
I just think that this is a team that won the NPFL last season, and they are trying to actually avoid relegation. And could be the fact that Nasarawa United are not playing at home. Nasarawa United beat Remo Stars 2 times on home soil. Nasarawa United are not going to have their own fans, but Remo Stars might to an extent have their fans behind them, but maybe not. But then I just do not see Remo Stars losing this match. I do not see them losing it. The highest, I believe, is a draw.
Nasarawa United don't have it good on the run.
Yeah,
but
away from home.
They don't away from home.
But for me, this Remo Stars side, which side is going to turn up? They won just game in about 9 or 8 games. So how do they want to turn things around for themselves and get it right? It's going to be a very huge task because Nasarawa United, last 2 games, they've gotten 6 points now. Good one for them. They're looking to this game and say, okay, Remo Stars are the baby of the team, or the baby of the leagues now, the battering team of the leagues. Everybody's bantering them. They don't seem to get results. Who is the manager? They have loads of issues surrounding them. And they are back at the Kenneth Township Stadium. Is it going to be in favor of Remo Stars? Big one for them, and they must get the victory because they're at the bottom of the log. So for Nasarawa United, if they manage to get at least a point or maximum point, they move closer to Rangers International and Rivers United on the log of the table. So it's going to be an exciting one. But for me, I'll stick with your prediction of Nasarawa United getting a draw or Remo Stars should lose.
All right. I think it's one game we're going to look forward to quickly, but because of our time, we just need to pan away from that. We got an update that a new angle from DR Congo and Nigeria's case. You look at DR Congo has dropped 2 ineligible players that fielded against Nigeria during the playoff from their squad for 2026 World Cup Intercontinental Playoff. The 2 players are Michael Angie, Balat Wisha, and also Mario Storikins. They came to the game against Nigeria to replace Mbuku in 106th minute of the game, while Mario was not listed on the bench but did not play against Nigeria. Now the question is, why did DR Congo drop these 2 key players ahead of a crucial 2026 FIFA World Cup Intercontinental Playoff?
Well, I believe that the coach himself had his reasons.
Yeah,
and I do not know why exactly he decided to drop those people. Maybe he must have seen some things in this setup that I used to replace them, that he feels that they might, come in as crucial additions in a match against Nigeria. So him dropping this player, I feel that it's only him that will have like that, should I say, proper reason as to why he made that decision. But I think that is one thing that is leading to this whole case between them being disqualified by FIFA and Nigeria taking that position. So regarding that, I feel it's kind of sketchy though, but at the same time, I feel as if the coach himself will have his reasons behind that.
Okay, and Nuruddin, I'm seeing some comments here, and the comment is saying Wisa, Wisa of Newcastle, and Diangana are back. So those 2 players now have have no level, bro. It's just because of the petition against Wan-Bissaka and Tuanzebe. Also, you look at more comment coming in. So they are saying that those players are injured. That's one of the reasons why they were dropped. For you, is this still a case around the World Cup slot? Because honestly speaking, we're getting tired and we're not getting anything yet from FIFA.
Yeah, just recycling the news and all, but they didn't do themselves a whole lot of good by withdrawing these players. You should have stuck with your guns, and if you have nothing to lose, but they are playing it safe, you would understand them. These are players that have question marks about their eligibility for the competition or for the matches you want to play. Why risk it again? It has worked so far, and no country has raised their eyebrows up until the continental playoffs against Nigeria. So if you have the chance to rewrite the wrongs, you can do it and avoid any other drama that might come with it. And you've not gotten a green card from FIFA over the current allegations from Nigerian Football Federation, and you don't want to stick those players again into it. But for the Nigerian side, this is like an armor. A chance for them to pierce the armor of the DR Congo defense, saying, okay, if truly these players were eligible, why withdraw them now? Even if you had those players injured, like you mentioned, Duan Wissa, Diagane, they are back. These players, we know how the national team sets up. If you have a core of players that are playing with you, you don't just dissipate them and bring in new players like that. If those players, there are other players that won't cause issues for you or your federation in your conquest to go to the World Cup. So
you avoid it.
You avoid it. So the Nigerian team now will be looking at this and say, okay, FIFA,
what's up?
VR.
You're about to say something.
The thing is that I do not think it's only Nigerian fans that will find this decision suspicious. Even FIFA, maybe the football body might find it suspicious, because as a normal person, anybody generally would have issue with, okay, you are in the middle of an allegation, you're trying to push yourself out of it, and then you make a decision whereby people find suspicious. It's not going to do you any favor at all. So I really think it doesn't help their case with the court making that decision.
Regardless of
whether they're injury or not, maybe they're innocent, or it doesn't help their situation, really.
Okay, definitely, I would need FIFA to give us a verdict as soon as possible, because a time is not on the fan of Nigerians. We want to be at the World Cup. Hopefully, I don't think I said it's not going to go through the back door, but I've asked him a question. If going through the back door would give you success, why not try it?
It remains offer to give you the chance to pass through the back door.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
If you bypass security in front and there's a dog at the back waiting for you,
no, now come on. Why are we bringing the dog in the case now?
Yes, now there are two forms of security, two factor authentication.
Okay. Nice one. Let's talk about the basketball. Where the Tigers lost, and I remember you sitting here saying they're going to get victory. But they lost to Korea Republic right there at the ongoing World Cup qualification, 60-77.
Okay, I would say
what went wrong?
Honestly, it's particularly difficult to say, but I know that Korean side, they were a difficult side. They were the better side while watching that game itself, and I really think that the Tigers will need to make some crucial additions. I know they've already qualified for the FIBA World Cup, and I think that this defeat itself points out to a gap that the team will have to fix. And I think it's a really good thing that they get to face South Korea, because by facing them, they get to identify their laps and identify other areas that other teams can capitalize on. So I think that Brenda Wakama has work to do. So the defeat, she's a coach, definitely have identified the lapses and the gaps whereby our girls left wide open. So capitalizing on that and rectifying that, I feel is going to be very, very crucial. So the loss itself and that game itself, I think it is a good experience, from a positive angle.
For you, so that we can have more. Let me see more results at the spread while I listen to you. Go on quickly.
Yes, it was needed, and it took them off the eye. They won the first game convincingly, and there were no too much to analyze from it. When the team won, you have a little bit to check. And for a game that you lost, second game now, you have to go back to the drawing board and see, okay, this is what has gone wrong, this is what is happening, what can we fix, who can we add into the team, what arrangements can we make to mediate the lapses in our team. So it was just, for me, it's a qualifying series, a chance for the coach to say, okay, this player is going, this player is not going, who's going to get into the squad, who's going to be my starting five, what players that can effect changes for me. So for me, it's continuously, it's just preparation and towards the Mundial, the big game. So great performance from the girls, and looking forward to the next one.
All right, I think we have Ayobami on call right now. Ayobami, are you with us this morning? All right, all right. We're just trying to get out your Bami to give us, some quick analysis on the games to look forward to in the MPFL. While we're still waiting for him, let's head straight down to the Premier League. Let's discuss games happening over the weekend. We have Burnley against Bournemouth. We have Sunderland against Brighton of Albion. Arsenal against Everton. Chelsea against Newcastle. West Ham against Manchester United. It looks like
West
a
Ham
big
against
game.
Manchester City.
I mean, West Ham against Manchester City. I'm sorry. We have Arsenal against Everton. Everton are chasing it, a ticket for European football. Arsenal are chasing the Premier League. Mabuba, if you're Mikel Arteta now, what are you telling your players to do against Everton?
Well, I think it's the same thing that many fans have observed. This is a team where they've had good history. Arsenal is a great team, even if they might not, like many people might not agree or something. They are a great team, but then the performances we've been seeing lately regarding them scoring mostly from set pieces, that is something that Arteta will need to fix. But I'm not certain if that is something.
I'm not sure it's ready for that.
I'm not certain that's something you want to. I'm not sure that's something
Yeah.
you rectify because
Yeah.
they are winning, right? But then they are going to need to score more goals because I think that a lot of teams are now aware of that tact of scoring from set pieces.
Just like Bayer Leverkusen.
Exactly.
Just three corners.
Just three corners,
Yeah.
and it ended in a draw, 1-1. So I really think that is something the opponents would like to give them some tight space and not make them have that breathing space to create set pieces. So it might be in their own disadvantage, but then I'm not looking down on Arsenal that much. Set pieces might still come. They might still find their own way around it. And as I said, they have been winning matches, right? So I think it might want to go ahead with that, but for the love of football.
For the love of football.
Just give us something fun.
We're talking about the Emirates right now. Arsenal at Everton at the Emirates. Nuruddin, a win for Arsenal? Or maybe David Moyes has other plans in this game?
I don't think he has what it takes to stop Arsenal, and he's lost about 14 or 13 games against them already out of 19. So he's not that man to beat Arsenal. He's coached Everton, he's coached Manchester United, he's coached West Ham, and he has not seemed to enjoy success against Arsenal. And he's at the Emirates again. Arsenal have not lost quite a number of games there this season. I think they lost to United and maybe one other team. They are unbeaten in 13 right now. I think they will be too strong for Everton at the end of the day. Yes, Everton will make it a very tough one, give them a run for their money. But at the end of the day, the quality from Arsenal, I think, should be too much for Everton. Probably if Everton get a draw, Premier League fans will be happy the draw from Arsenal, but for me, I feel Arsenal should be too strong on the day and edge it out. All
right. Chelsea, Newcastle. Let me start off with you. We're speaking of the victory I had. Liam Rochelle after the defeat to Paris Saint-Germain. Newcastle also are playing almighty Barcelona and getting a draw. And also remember, they came from the victory against Manchester United. So they look like a team in high morale. Can they stop Chelsea yet again? For European sport this season?
It's a Herculean task for Newcastle. If they want to win, they have to do what they've not done this season in January, winning 2 Premier League games back to back, and it's not looking good. They are not one to fight favour at Stamford Bridge. But for Chelsea, it's mixed fortunes right now. They've not won a game in 4. They played 4 Premier League games, lost 1, won 1, and drew 2. So it's not good times for Liam Rossoneri right now. Coming from the heavy defeat during the week against PSG as well, it's not something he wants to see. But it's football, it's a different terrain now. We know the kind of football that displays on the European front is different from what happens on the home scene. With Chelsea, they have João Pedro on odd form in the Premier League. They have Cole Palmer, they have Reece James. They have players that can effect changes for you. And for Liam Rossoneri, he has to go back to the drawing board and fix the lapses in his defense to get things right. But for me, he asks who's going to go through. I feel Chelsea should get the maximum 3 points if they want to keep up their chase for the European ticket. Because right now, there are 3 adrift to Liverpool, 6 adrift to Manchester United, and 3 adrift to Liverpool as well, Aston Villa. So it's a very tough one for Chelsea right now. They need to get the maximum points, and for Newcastle as well, they're looking to climb up ahead on the log of the table as well. So going to be a beautiful game all round, but for me, I feel Chelsea should edge it out at the end of the day.
All right, let's talk about Manchester City, West Ham. For you, you look at Pep Guardiola. This season has been off and on for Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. And also remember, West Ham also are trying to fight out of relegation. How are you seeing Pep Guardiola set up his side, and what exactly is going on with the mind of the players this season?
Well, you see, Manchester City, they lost the match to Real Madrid, and I think one of the things that put them at a disadvantage was their backline. So I really think that that is something Pep Guardiola wants to look into when they face West Ham today, because they are still very much in the title race, Manchester City. Similarly, West Ham are also...
7 points. Do you feel they're still in the title race?
They are.
So I want to ask you, if they lose this game, are they still in the title race?
Well...
Depends on
I
the
cannot
results
underestimate
from-
them. From
So if Arsenal win that game and Manchester City lose, is it over?
But I don't think Manchester City will
I don't
lose.
think
West
I
Ham,
don't think
West
West
Ham
Ham are
wants to
trying
face-
to West Ham are trying to get out of relegation, but we know that if we're going to compare the caliber of players in City with with those at West Ham, we know who has the upper hand here. So we know that okay, West Ham, they're in a difficult position, but we have Manchester City as well, so we cannot underestimate Manchester City
The
even
same
if they
way you
lose the
guys
match.
thought that they were going to beat Nottingham Forest, but that didn't happen.
That didn't happen though. Nottingham Forest are a different side from West Ham, and you don't want to play a Guardiola team that has lost 3-0
3-0.
during the league.
Okay,
Definitely, there's a lot of anger to channel.
I'm going to come to you. I don't know. I'm going to come to you guys. I'm going to let you know that Manchester United would not pick up a victory against West Ham. It's
You
gonna
mean
be a
Manchester
draw.
City?
I mean Manchester City.
Why
would
are you
not pick
obsessed with
up,
Manchester United?
No, why am I talking about Manchester United? All right, let's move away to Sunday quickly. Crystal Palace against Leeds United. Manchester United finally against Aston Villa, who picked up the victory in the Europa League against Lille. Also, we have Nottingham Forest against Fulham and Liverpool against Tottenham. Quickly, because of our time, let's talk about Liverpool-Tottenham. For you, relegation battle for Tottenham Hotspur, it looks like that right now. Liverpool, can they win at the Anfield against Tottenham? Remember, Liverpool lost to Galatasaray. Tottenham also a loss. It's been trouble times for Hugo Tudor right there. For you, how do you see this game pan out?
Well, Liverpool, they haven't actually been in their best position this season, same with Tottenham Hotspur. But at the same time, Liverpool are still trying desperately to see if they can get into the top 4 because they are not far behind Aston Villa as well. They are 48 points and 51 points on Aston Villa. So, with Tottenham Hotspur, as you mentioned, it hasn't been going particularly for both teams. But for Tottenham, it's been bad. And they are trying to avoid relegation, right? But looking at this team, I do think that Liverpool has more to fight for. Liverpool trying to get into the top 4 and Tottenham trying to avoid relegation. But at the same time, I do see Liverpool getting the upper hand here, even though both teams lost over the previous matches.
All right, we're going to move away from the games over the weekend. We're just going to take tennis story quickly so we can wrap up. Nobody what's happening on the front in the world of tennis.
WTA 1000 Masters Indiana Wells has gotten to the summit now. We are at the semi-finals. We have on the WTA front, you have Sabalenka, world number 1 against Linda Noskova, who got over opponents over the night. Rybakina, the Australian Open champion, is going to face Elena Svitolina, who defeated Iga Swiatek. Not a good one for Swiatek. She's lost 5 games against top 10 opponents right now, and that's not one record she wants to keep. On the ATP front, Carlos Alcaraz continued his form, moved to 16 love this year. Nobody can stop him right now, and he was just buzzing. His outfit to the match yesterday he had this big appearance with it, and it was just fun to see. And he's joined an elite company of getting into 5 consecutive Indiana Wells finals. He got in 2024, 2023, and 2025. In 2025, he lost to the eventual champion Jack Draper, who was knocked out yesterday by Medvedev. So right now in the semi-finals, Carlos Alcaraz is going to face Daniil Medvedev in the semi-finals on Saturday, and Yannick Sinner is going to face who defeated Lennart Tiana yesterday. He's going to face Zverev, also an Australian Open semi-final this year. So it's going to be exciting times in tennis. And post this now, we're going to next week, we're going to the Miami Open right from the desert from Indiana Wells. So it's just exciting times, and I'm looking forward to who's going to get into the final on Sunday and who's going to lead the trophy at the end of the day.
All right, they say weekend as for actions. Definitely, we have so much actions to look forward to in the weekend. One word before you go quickly.
Well, as always, there are a lot of exciting matches to look forward to over the weekend, and you surely don't want to miss out on that. But definitely, we're going to be back here on Dominion Sport on Monday, and you don't want to miss out on our takes on all of these fascinating matches we have over the weekend. So definitely, you have to tune in and don't miss out.
he looks like giving them a warning. Hello.
You was very
I definitely love the outro. That's beautiful.
Before we go,
quickly.
She talked about matches, their matches, their football matches, their tennis matches, their basketball matches, and China Grand Prix, Formula One. It's going to happen by the weekend.
Yeah.
Today's first practice, tomorrow's second practice, and Sunday is the main race. So loads and loads of action to talk about on Monday, and it's just an exciting time in the world of sports right now.
Just like you have been warned, please don't miss Monday's show. It's going to be exciting, and also definitely we would have Ayobami on board to join us to discuss the results over the weekend when it comes to the MPFL. This is why I say my final goodbye. We're going to see you again on Monday. Stay blessed, enjoy your weekend, and thank you for always staying connected to Dominion Television, because this is your channel of choice. Bye for now.